Hey YouTubers, this is Koroino, and this is One Piece manga chapter review 753, if I can remember that correctly. Now, let me just say, I feel so bad for Bellamy. I mean, the whole thing starts off with him asking Doflamingo, does he have any more chances, and why did he send Derringer on him, or Dellinger? And let me just, I think the thing with Bellamy is it's pretty clear you don't have any more chances. You your only chance was for number one to win the Coliseum, and that was even a real chance to begin with. And then the other chance you had, which was basically half a chance, was to take out Luffy. And we both know that was impossible because there's no way you could have beat Luffy. So that was a fake chance even in itself to get rid of you. And then the fact that he sent Dellinger to kill you, and Dellinger even said so himself, should have been proof enough for you that you are dismissed. You don't have any more chances, any more options, nothing. It's like a girl. It's like that hot girl or that one girl that keeps dating that a-hole boyfriend. You don't know why she keeps on going back to him because he keeps on treating her like crap, and that's what Doflamingo's doing. He's treating Bellamy like crap, and he said, don't make me make it clear for you. Me and you both have two different goals. You want to be a pirate. Me, I didn't care for that. As long as I can wreck the world. And Doflamingo is doing exactly that in his own little way. He's wrecking the world. He's creating wars in other countries by selling them weapons. He's creating these smileys, selling them to Kaido, who's basically a yonko of his on his own, and basically he's effing with the Marines, the Revolutionaries, and Luffy. Um, then we switch to a scene where there's Dellinger and Slayman, and there's all these multiple Dellingers. I'm not sure if they're after images or if they're just clones or if that's Dellinger's special ability. But let me just say, Dellinger just mocking Slayman. And first I was like, Slayman's just gonna decapitate Dellinger. That's the end of the story. But what happens? What happens? Dellinger says, I love executions too. And boom, just gores Slayman right through the stomach. Right through the stomach with those horns on his baseball cap. He gores him like a bull. Now I can see even fighting bulls have no chance up against Dellinger, in my opinion. That gore was pretty fast. You couldn't even see his feet. He just propelled himself right into the dude's stomach. And Blue Gilly was like, "Watch out for the executives." And you see Gladius leading them, leading Baby Five, Machi Vise, Lao G, and some others, but they was just wrecking. They was just wrecking shit. They was just wrecking it. Don Shinja was trying to climb up the wall, telling about they was too slow and they was too late. Gladius was like, watch out for the mines. Boom! Don Shinja was blown right off the wall, and it was just so funny because he was like, no, or something like that. And I was just like, dang. And then Sai or Boo, I'm not sure which one it was, but he was like Grandpa, and Machavise did a 10-ton slam on him. Then Baby Five is shooting at Daruma with her turning her leg into a revolver, and Lao G just punches the crap out of Christopher or Lumbus or Ulumbus. And this is like, at first it didn't occur to me, but I think I think it occurs to me now because you hear about how strong the executives are, but we haven't seen them fight that much. And and now that I'm seeing them fight the gladiators and the gladiators that are still here or that is having screen time, they're pretty much the strongest of the strong. And these gladiators are pretty much pawning them. They're beating them so far. And that's just scary. That's scary. Because at first I was like, okay, well, they're strong. At first I was like, okay, well, these executives are strong enough to go up against the gladiators, but they're not strong enough to win. But look at this. They're just beating the crap out of other freaking gladiators, the top gladiators at that. And then like I think then we go to a scene where like the citizens are holding down and restraining each other from attacking each other, and they decided the best bet that they have is to attack. I mean, not to attack, but to capture King Riku and God Usopp, and that would help. And I think that's pretty much the best choice because King Riku loves his citizens. I don't think he would attack them. And Usopp, he's in no condition to fight anyway. And then we go to Luffy, Cavendish, Law, and Kairos or Kuros, who managed to who managed to get on the horse. And that's what surprised me. How does a man with one leg hops all the way onto a horse through all this chaos? Kuros is a beast. Kuros, whatever his name is, he deserves every single piece of respect that he can get. Um, and he seems determined on taking down. I'm trying to figure out what his name is. He's hell bent on taking down Diamante. He said that's the only executive he wants to kill with his bare hands. And I think he can do it. He beheaded Doflamingo. Given it was a clone, he was still rage mode enough to behead a clone Doflamingo. Now I think he can kill Diamante. I think he can. They had to turn Kairos into a toy. And obviously Kairos posed enough of a threat that Doflamingo offered him a seat as one of his executives. So that means he's probably strong in power. I wonder what Trouble is doing right now, but he's pretty strong. Diamante, I really pray for you, boy. I really pray for you. Hopefully you don't get beheaded like 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 he did clone Doflamingo. And then you see this battle going on. I mean, then you have like the dwarves in the sad factory. Um, they're still being manipulated and all that. They finally figured out, and they're fighting back for dear life. And I'm just like, well, there goes the sad factor. And now we go back to the gladiators. Now we go back to the gladiators. Gladiators are fighting the executives, and they seem to be evenly matched for now. Luffy and them come in, and they tell Luffy to go right through, and and basically they manage to go through. Daruma tells him he's a tactician, that they should just do it, that there's no way they can all get up there just fighting each other. And Dellinger gores the shit out of him. He literally gores the shit out of Daruma. And I'm just like, fuck. I'm like, Derringer, he gets some serious cool points in this whole chapter. For a boy that wears some high heels and acts like a girl and acts pretty weird, he's pretty strong. He gets my respect. I don't care how weird he acts or what he does or what he says. He's pretty freaking strong. He gets my respect. Goring the crap out of two gladiators like it's nothing. Cool points in my book. Um, and the thing I think that gets me is the way Doflamingo did like the finger thing towards Bellamy. Maybe he's gonna get Bellamy to fight Luffy like he had Bellamy fight his own first mate Sarkis. It could happen. And for me, another question here is for another question I'm trying to wonder here with you guys is what do you think is exactly the end of the line for Doflamingo? I mean, like this has got to be the end of the line. His SAD factor for the Smileys is ruined because the dwarves no longer will believe him. The Marines are reluctantly working with him. Sabo is trying to get there. Luffy is aiming for him. Luffy's on his way up there. The dwarves are turning against the people in the SAD factory, and there's no way I think the SAD factory is going to be able to hold up with all those dwarves attacking. So dwarves are going after Doflamingo, most likely. Um, I think this is about the end of the line for Doflamingo, but then we've we've only seen so much of Doflamingo's powers. We've only seen so much. He can create clones, he can create a bird cage. I think the question is, I'm wondering how many clones can he make? If he can, can he make more than one clone? Because if he can make more than one string clone, I'd probably say he has a pretty good chance of fighting his way through this. He has a pretty good chance. Because one clone, him and another clone is good enough to slash Luffy and then punch him in the face and do some serious damage. Um, his one clone trapping Luffy and Law in that water was enough to almost finish them off, provided he didn't get sneak attacked by those other two gladiators. Him, an army of those string clones, that's a tough match. But I think at the end of the line, at the end of the day, he's screwed. He's screwed no matter what he does, and he knows this. Um, the only way I can see him ever recovering from this is if he does that marionette parasite string thing and controls the dwarves into making that say the smileys again. He takes down Luffy and everyone that opposes him. Um, he finds some way to just shrug off the Marines and all that, but I find that pretty hard because this is Sakazuki or Fleet Admiral Kino we're talking about, and his strict justice. Maybe Doflamingo could turn in Luffy and his crew to add to Fleet Admiral Sakazuki or Fleet Admiral Akino as appeasement. That could work because I mean he was hell bent on getting rid of them. Maybe he could turn them in to Sakazuki. And Sakazuki let him off the hook. Um, and then we have Big Mom still fighting outside. We still haven't seen a chapter on that. Um, Big Mom obviously can't get in. Then we're still worried about Kaido. I mean, Doflamingo obviously cannot make smileys right now. Will that be an issue to Kaido? Will Kaido screw him over for that? We have no idea. This is literally, like I said, Doflamingo is walking on a fine rope. Doflamingo doesn't fear much. And he said, as long as I can wreck the world. I don't even know what that means. Like, seriously, I don't know what that means. This it sounds like Goldie Roger to me, or like yeah, Goldie Roger. It sounds like that to me. He said he wants to turn the world upside down. Doflamingo said he wants to wreck the world. Those are two different positions. Roger was kind of neutral or lawful neutral. He pretty much didn't care as long as he could be free and do whatever he wanted. He wasn't that evil, or he wasn't evil as far as we know. Doflamingo is openly evil, greatly evil, screw up the world evil. So, eh, I just I just don't know. Kudo, like, comment, rate, subscribe. My character of this chapter is Dellinger. Just downright Dellinger. Goring the shit out of people since day one. And kicking people on high heels. You don't get much better than that. Kudo, like, comment, rate, subscribe. Take a look at my other videos. Comment your opinions below. Thank you. Bye.